Moist here. So welcome. Everybody has concerns about skincare, right? So you come here to learn something wonderful. But we have a powerful speaker here. Her name is Shaya. She'll be talking about all the skin types and the things that we'll be needing to address proper targeted products to take care of our skin. Are you excited?
Yes.
Yeah? Who is taking care of your skin here? At least washing your face. Normally we tend to neglect cleaning up the skin, most especially if you get tired from work, you lie down in your bed, forget about your skin, wake up the next morning looking like crazy, right? But tonight we have a special speaker that actually gave her time. She's a busy woman. She handles this branch, but she's an expert of the skincare. So I will not delay. Please help me welcome Shaya, our skincare.
Welcome everyone. As she said, my name is Shaya. I've been with Forever for 2 years. I started as the FBO, then I became the trainer, it's my food, and then the branch manager. But honestly, my favorite part is the training about it because I love to talk about the product, and my whole thing is, it's not like I'm an expert or anything, I just deal with it a lot. I notice what is the mistakes that people make and why these things happen. This is why I want to make sure that everybody kind of get the whole picture, and then you guys can, it's going to help with the sale, it's going to help with the satisfaction of your client, of the FBOs, the correct product, better skin, so let's talk about it. The first most important mistake that everybody makes is, the first question I get, for this age, what does skincare you recommend? True, it's very important. At a certain age, when you're like 40 plus, you need the extra care for your skin.
Yes.
Because unfortunately, as we grow, bodies stop producing whatever that is most needful, such as collagen, elastin, which is naturally produced by body. Unfortunately, the older we get, the less the body produces. It means that you have to put it in your body from outside, you have to do the application, you have to take the supplements in order to make sure you receive the total amount. But now, it's just, guys, not about the age, it's about the skin type, which is very, very important.
Yes.
And sometimes people just buy it overall. They like the product, it's a new thing, they want to try it, but if it's not matching their skin needs, it's not going to work properly for you. So this is the first most important thing. And it's quite easy, so if you get it right, you can go with it. And other thing is, sometimes people just like come and ask, this is the most second question that I get, which cream is perfect for acne? Guys, there's so many different types of acne and the reason that it can happen. So it's very important to know the reason first, so you can recommend the correct product. Sometimes it can be hormonal imbalance. Sometimes it can be from your gut. Sometimes it can be, as I mentioned, if you're lactose intolerant and you keep taking dairy product, you're gonna see the reflection in your skin. So skin is like a mirror. Whatever you put inside is gonna show it out. And then sometimes it can be fixed with the creams, with hygiene purposes. It's a lot of things. So it's very important to know. It's not just like a pack you can give it to everybody. You have to personally ask, know what they want, what is their skin type, so you can recommend the correct product. Now about the skin type, as I mentioned. We have 3 main skin type. First one is which is the majority of the skin type, between 18 to 45 years, is the combination skin. Yeah. Which usually in the T-zone of the face, which is like the letter T, is oily, is shiny, and then on the C-zone is dry. So this is a combination. Sometimes can be more oily, sometimes can be more normal. It depends. The second one is the dry skin. Dry skin such as myself. And whenever you want to see what the skin is, because some people, they don't really know. And if they ask you how can I know what type of skin I have, whenever you want to know, you should stand with your hands length straight to the mirror. You should never put the mirror too close to your face. Dry skin, everything has some good things, some bad things. For the dry skin, we don't have big pores. It's very minimum small pores. Yeah. Super dry, of course, you always want to feel this tightness. If you don't put moisturizer, it can be very flaky. If you put makeup without moisturizer, it can look chunky in some areas because it's very dry. We don't get acne that much, but the bad part about it is since the skin attempts to use a lot of water and it doesn't have enough oil in it, it loses a lot of water. So we get wrinkles very, very fast. That's what I'm telling you guys. The dry skin is very important for them to start using anti-aging, antioxidant products very, very early in order to avoid having these lines and this skin problems. I went to a doctor and then he's the one who told me, because people ask me, oh, sometimes you shouldn't take it, use the cream less than 25, blah, blah, blah. He told me it's way easier to prevent it rather than trying to fix it. So if you're dry, you can start using the antioxidant product, the one that they have anti-aging, whatever it's the uses for. And then we have the oily skin, which they have very large pores and they're acne prone. And I will tell you why, one of the most first reasons for this. As I mentioned, they have very large pores. The first step in all of our daily routines is cleansing, guys. Cleansing the skin is super important because, first of all, we want to make sure the surface is completely clean in order for the creams to go inside. You don't want to just tap it in and let it stay here. We really want to make sure all these ingredients go inside. If the skin is not completely clean, this is not going to happen. Oily skin, as I mentioned, they have big pores. If you don't clean them properly, if any makeup is there, any dirt is there, they're going to come as acne. So this is one of the reasons they're acne. So it's very important to check this. The good thing about oily skin is they don't get wrinkles very fast because they produce extra oil actually, and the oil is like a barrier in our skin that holds the water. So the less water and oil you lose, the less wrinkles you're going to get. And now let's talk about our product. What is really amazing about this product, guys, is the base of all of the product is aloe vera. It's not water, it's aloe vera. And the aloe vera we use is Barbadensis miller. And it's the most potent type of aloe vera. I get this a lot that I use my own aloe vera, I grow it, I use it, I can see the result. It's very important, first of all, which type of aloe vera and how the aloe vera is grown. It requires a certain temperature and certain care in order to reach to the point that is completely ready to be used. Our aloe veras are hand-picked, meaning they're only gonna pick it when they know it's completely done and it's ready to be used. And the packaging, everything is done by ourselves. An extra point, because they do it in a way that the sunlight cannot affect it. So it doesn't affect the ingredient inside it. Honey, drinking gel, and so many others. So this is all something to consider as a quality. And then the good thing about it, the main product as aloe vera is, guys, aloe vera has such a high ability to go deep down to your skin. It's like a very heavy carrier. So whatever you mix with it, it goes deep down to the last layer of the skin and it fixes the skin from within. So it's very important because you don't want the moisturizers to stay on top of your skin. It's supposed to go inside and fix the skin from within. One thing I will mention as we go through, the texture of your skin is very important. And how you can improve it is very important, and how you should avoid to letting it get thinner and softer. The second good thing about aloe vera is, guys, aloe vera is pH balance, meaning if you're super dry or super oily, it helps with balancing it, and it goes with our shampoos as well. It goes with the skin and also with the drinking gel. This is what it does for your gut. It controls the acid in your gut. So all work in the same way. Now let's talk about this. As I mentioned, the majority of the skin type that people have is the combination skin. As we said, it can be flaky, it can be normal, it can be super dry sometimes, super oily. And guys, there is one more thing. The skin, the type of skin that you have can actually change due to certain things, due to hormonal changes, climate change, so many things, the diets that you have. So for example, if you were dry, it is possible for you to be combination in a while. So this is possible. Now let's talk about this product. First thing which is super important is all of the skincare that we have guys is fragrance free. Fragrance is the first reason for allergy. So this is it makes it easy for you guys to recommend it to anybody without being worried that it's going to cause allergy on the skin. So fragrance free is very, very important in the product. This is, as I mentioned, is for a combination to oily skin type. When you can purchase a pack, which comes like this with a small toilet bag, and it has 4 products inside it. It has the gel cleanser, illuminating gel, gel mask, and moisturizer. Now let's talk about it one by one. Okay. As you know, I said it's gel based. It's a gel based product. The reason they use this gel as a base, it's because it has aloe vera, it has a lot of Asian botanicals, and it has a lot of fruits in it. In order for this ingredient to go together, they should have used the gel base so it can have access to go to your skin. They can be together, and then when they enter the skin is very, very guys smart. When it's entered the skin, it's gonna open up. Whatever is needed is gonna be very short. Like some ingredients, they perfectly work together, some they cannot be matched. This formula is the only way that makes sure that all of them goes together, and then when they enter the skin, whatever skin needs, takes it from it. As I mentioned, the cleansers are super, super important for us. It's the first step. As it's so funny because if you think about it, what we do on our skin is exactly what we do to our body. Whoever wants to start losing weight with us, we introduce them to the C9 pack. The reason for it is C9 is like more like a detox program, more like a cleansing program. If you want to start cleaning from inside, get rid of whatever build-up toxin you have inside, you have to make sure your system is completely clear. So this is the reason we start with C9, and then your body is going to be ready to go to the weight loss stage. This is the same thing with the skin. It's very, very important to clean your skin. Like what if you skip any stage, this should not be skipped. Shout out to all the moms that make sure from young age, everybody learn, no matter how late you get home, you have to wash your face. You should never sleep with makeup, and you should always make sure it's completely clean. So the cleansers are super important, and I just want to show you something. I want to try it on my hand. I'm going to pass around the product for you guys to try it. As I said, it's a gel-based cleanser. Guys, it's super important for the people who have oily to combination skin. Maybe you don't really get it, but for the people who are super dry, you know, sometimes using a bit of a harsh cleanser can really make you feel super tight. The problem with it is if the cleansers, they have harsh ingredient inside it, if you keep using them, they're gonna make your skin lose water and oil, which is gonna end up causing your skin to be thinner. The thinner the skin gets, the more sensitive. It's like a fruit. When the fruit starts losing its water, it's gonna get dry, it's gonna get wrinkly, it's exactly the same thing. So what we wanna do, we wanna make sure the skin keeps the moisture and the hydration. These are the 2 most important things, hydration and moisturization. Hydration is the water supply. Moisturization is the oil supply, which keeps the water inside our skin. Now this is what makes the 2 packages for dry and oily skin separate. The dry people need moisturization and hydration. The oily combination, they mostly need hydration and less of moisturization because they already have the excess oil buildup. So they need more of a hydration, but for the dry skin, we need both as much as possible. So this is why it makes the packages separate. Now, this is a super soft cleanser. I will just show you guys how it works. It does not make your skin tight, it doesn't strip off. Your skin actually gonna feel amazing after it. It's not gonna be dry at all. It's a gel base, and as you start massaging it on your face, it's a very, very soft. It's not gonna be bubble up. It's not gonna keep lathering because when something lathers and gets bubbly, it has chemical inside it. So this is super, super soft. It feels amazing on the skin. I'm very dry, yet still, even this package is super nice on how the skin feels. So it's super, super nice, super easy. Whenever you use the cleansers, take your time, completely massage your face, and always massage upwardways. The more you massage down, you're actually pushing your face. I mean, it's gonna cause sagginess. So always make sure how you apply your fingers, your massages is always upward. It's actually gonna be super helpful. And then you can easily just wash it off with water. Can I have a tissue? Sorry guys, I forgot to bring it. Thank you so much. Even still in my hand, you can see it's super shiny, you see?
Yes.
So meanwhile, it's cleansing your skin. It's gonna leave it with some moisture. So when you wash it off, you're not gonna feel dry. Your skin is not gonna be stripped off, which is super important. Now let's see the ingredients. And guys, I never mention the ingredients in order for people to remember it. It's just for your own knowledge to know what is inside it and what is useful. And you don't go around and tell people like it has hyaluronic blah blah blah. Nobody does that. It's just like because of this. But actually, like when we go to gel mask and stuff, there's few ingredients that do a certain thing. That's the reason I just want to explain it, so it's kind of stick in your mind. Oh, okay, this one does this. That's the only reason. So we have aloe vera for sure, the first ingredient. We have baobab oil, which I want to take a little explanation here. All of the cleansers that we have, the facial cleansers, they're oil-based. They have oil inside it. That's the reason we say these are face washes, makeup remover at the same time. Makeups, especially if you use liquid foundation, which is the base, is based off oil. The only way to cut oil, to clean oil, is to use oil. So this is the reason it's super convenient to have a face wash which is going to remove your makeup also. I love it because nobody has time to go to 20 steps every day. So this is perfect. That's why all the cleansers, all the ranges that we have, they have oil inside it in order to make sure they clean the makeup. And baobab oil is actually, it's pack of nutrition. It has vitamin C in it, guys. Vitamin C is super, super important for skin. It's such a high antioxidant. It helps with formulation of collagen between cells, and it reduces the melanin of the skin, meaning it helps with fading scars, dark spots. So vitamin C is super, super important for skincare. Even whatever you take, whatever you apply, it's very nice. And then we have the fruit extract, apple amino acid also, we have it in our other cleansers. It's super, it has a very great ability to cleanse the skin. Kind of like remove all the extra dirt and makeup and everything that you have. Next one is the illuminating gel. I'm going to pass around this one because this one you need to wash it. I'll keep it here after the training, you can try it. This one for sure I'm going to pass it around. This is actually such an amazing product, and since I use a lot of product, I'm going to give you tips and tricks like how to use it different ways. So this is actually, I love it. As I told you guys, I'm a very, very dry person, like completely dry. I have eczema, I'm very dry as a skin tone. But this is one of the best product ever, and I'll tell you why. The purpose of this is it helps with tone and texture of your skin. As a tone, when I say it helps with brightening your skin. It gives you that glow, like that amazing glow that your skin is fresh. Because if you don't have a glow, you look dull, you look tired, like the skin just looks dead. And the texture. So, by texture, what I mean, it helps with reducing the pores. So, amazing for the people who have large pores. Also, for the rest of the people, this is a perfect makeup primer. It's absolutely such a perfect makeup primer. Because for me, I cannot use I still, whenever you apply the makeup, you're still gonna see pores. Even for the dry people, you will still see these pores. In order to avoid it, I cannot use mattifying primers because I'm really dry, it just looks all the way wrong. So this is so perfect because it gives you such a nice glow, like a dewy skin. At the same time, it helps with whenever you apply it, it really helps with the process. So also, it's such a light product. I will pass this around so you guys can try it. And then I will, especially in this area, guys, never rub anything to your skin. Just be very, very soft. Just press it on your skin, on the pores area. And then the rest of the face, you can just massage it naturally. I don't have nothing on my face, that's not like that. So, especially in this area, usually just press it on your skin. And then the rest of the face, just massage it, always upward. I'm not just for illuminating cream, but when I say face, it's from here to our décolletage. This is face, the whole thing. The neck is the first place to get wrinkles, especially for ladies. So whatever you apply to your skin, to your face, you make sure you apply to your neck. And always massage it. It's very hard to get rid of these wrinkles. You know, like you can do Botox, you can do so many things, but this is so hard. Even if you go to a doctor, they say it helps, but not completely. So please make sure this is included. Even like for the masks, this mask that we have, we say never leave the neck because it's actually super hurtful. So this is the product. I'm gonna pass it around. You guys can try it. It's such a light product. It really gets absorbed quickly, and this is one of the things I'm super proud of because people come to me and be like, Alpha A Factor, for example, it's an oil product. It's a mix of oil. It has boraxide oil, vitamin E, it has soybean oil. It's an oil product. The moment you put it on your skin, to massage is completely absorbed. And this is something I'm super proud of. I get a lot of people who say, oh, but it does not feel like it stays here. It's not supposed to stay first. You might try it in a mall. When you go out, the cream after 2 hours is still hydrated. What's the point of staying on the surface of the face?
Yes.
The skin shreds every 28 to 30 days. So we're gonna have a new layer come in top. The whole point is that layer to get all the nutrition, get more strength, so when it comes to your face, it looks fresh, it looks better. So, I'm gonna pass this around. You can try it. And this one, guys, has encapsulated peptides. Peptides, it's an ingredient that you might hear about it. And I just wanna give you a little understanding of what is it, so if you heard it, you know what we mean by it. Because we use peptides in so many different products.
Can we use the gel first and then apply at the same time?
Which gel?
The first one.
Yeah, sure, but you have to wash your hands.
Yes, because we have the
Guys, for the peptides, as you know, collagen and elastin are the two most important proteins for our skin. The moment when you lose this, your skin gonna lose the bounce, the sagginess, we're gonna have wrinkles. So, but here's it. Collagen is such a heavy molecule. It's a very, very heavy molecule. It's hard for body to absorb it. So, what is the peptides? Peptides are a breakdown of the proteins. And as you know, proteins are like the building blocks of a building. They have the same resemble in our body, especially our skin. So, peptides are like a breakdown of proteins. They're the amino acids. When you put them in a certain way, they produce a certain peptides. Which when and when you insert it on your skin, they send a signal to the brain to produce a certain type of protein. I'm gonna take it down because I think she's writing. So, as I said, when the peptides go to your skin, they send a signal to the brain to produce a certain type of protein. For example, if there is a protein to make, when we say, for example, this one helps with the tone and the texture, it's because the peptides inside it does the job. So peptides are very precise, and when we say we have peptides, we make sure that they do what we say they do. It's a very, like in the skincare, it's such a useful word. I just wanted you to have a clue about it. And then we have algae, as you know, it's super moisturizing. It's very, very nice for the skin. red clover flower, guys, it's anti-inflammatory. So if you have redness, if you have rashes, this is really, really helpful. It's very nice. And then the Asian botanicals. As you know, the Asian community, first of all, like Koreans, they have the best skincare in the world. And as I've been with you guys for a long time, I've been in Dubai for a minute, so I usually been around you guys. I noticed that as a culture thing, you guys mostly prefer to have brighter skin, lighter skin, which is actually opposite of us. We're usually always trying to tan, have a nice tan, but you guys prefer to have a lighter skin. And it goes for all the Asian countries. The reason that they use Asian botanicals is Asians for years, they've been using this to maintain a brighter skin. It's not whitening. The whitening product have chemicals in it. These are just brightening. It helps with the overall glow, overall brightening of your face. Let's talk about the gel mask. This is actually a sleeping mask, guys. So the gel mask is a sleeping mask. And I will show you how easy it is, because when people don't try it, they think, how can I sleep on with a mask? But when you see how it is, you will understand why it's the reason. So the gel mask nourishes your skin while you sleep. It helps with the skin tone. It really, really helps with brightening the skin. So for the people who have areas in their skin that they have a discoloration, they have age spot, this is perfect. One more important thing about the gel mask is, the gel mask, it has an ingredient inside it, which is the licorice root. Okay. Licorice root controls the oils in your skin. So, whoever has guys, I think this is making everybody a bit out of the, I think it's better I keep it here. Whenever we finish, you can just try it on. So, as I mentioned, the licorice root, what it does, it controls the oil in your skin. So this is perfect for people who are super oily and they have excess oil. It really helps with bringing it down. And also it has an enzyme inside it which helps with age spots and then the discoloration. So if somebody is trying to have a brighter look, maybe they have discoloration in some areas, this is a perfect mask to use. It's so easy to use and it's amazing. It's a sleeping mask, as I mentioned. First, you completely cleanse your face, completely. Then you apply a thin layer, and that's it. You go to sleep. When you wake up in the morning, just put water on your skin. And I will show you why I say it's such an easy product to use. Because usually when we say mask, you're going to think it's a thick layer, it's a... actually like a moisturizer. You're just going to apply it. Let the thin layer stay on your face. It's going to get absorbed pretty quick. It's not a thick mask. That's why we say it's a sleeping mask. Some people think, how can I sleep with it? Just put it on a thin layer. Go to bed. Don't worry about the pillowcase. Don't worry about anything. It's going to get absorbed pretty fast. And it does what it should do. During the night, the skin takes, it's like the eating time for the skin. So it takes all the nutrition. That's why the day cream and night creams are different, because skin does different things during day and night. Day, mostly you need something to protect your skin from the UV, from the pollution, from different things. Night is the time that skin actually gets the food, the drinks. So the nutrition, the ingredients in the night and day creams are different. And this is what it does. It gives you the full nutrition that the skin needs during the night. So it's perfect, and it's because of the ingredients also. It has Korean bamboo extract, it has the apple fruit, carrot seed, basil. Basil is amazing for the skin. And as I said, the key ingredient is licorice because of the oil control that it does, and also with the age spot, with the discoloration, it's such a perfect ingredient to use. The last one is the moisturizer, as it's super important to use the moisturizer. And one more thing, I do get this also a lot, guys, that for how long we should use this product. These are the daily routines. You should do it on a daily basis. And then there are some other ingredients, you can add them as a targeted product. If you have a specific issue on your skin, you can add those to your skin. These are, guys, you have to use them on a daily basis. You know, it's kind of funny because some people are looking for a quick fix. Correct? They do Botox, they do lipo, they do anything. You know, after you do all of this, the maintenance is super hard and super important.
Yeah.
So even if you get the quick fix, you still have to maintain it. Imagine if you didn't do it. How come you can just use it for a certain time and after that you'll be good? You know, the good thing about it is when you keep using them for a while, like at the beginning, the first 2-3 weeks is gonna require some attention, some time. After that, your skin actually improves. That even if you, for example, don't do all the steps, go with cleanser and moisturizer, it will be fine to go. So it helps to improving your skin. But guys, maintenance is always important. Whatever you do, you always have to make sure you do the maintenance. So now we have the soothing gel moisturizer. Again, the moisturizer also is a gel base. It's a hydro-infused moisturized area. So I just want to explain to you what we mean by that. First of all, as I told you, it's kind of nice. This one, when you put it on your skin, if you dab it a little bit, you cannot see it here, you can try it later. You see the ingredients kind of start going away from each other. That's why they use it as a gel base to keep them together, but when they open up in the skin, they go on a different, like they feel the different hole in your skin, whatever is needed. And we have, as it mentioned that we have the advanced collagen supported skin. What do we mean by that? We have hydrolyzed collagen. As I told you, collagen is such a heavy molecule, it's not easy to be absorbed. It's not, and we don't want anything to not be absorbed to our, who has the extra money to spend for something who's not going to be absorbed, who's not going to see the results. So the hydrolyzed collagen is a easily absorbed and digestible collagen. I had a client the other day, he told me, I saw my collagen in the pharmacy, it was 10 times bigger and way cheaper. I told him, just whatever you want to buy, no pressure, just make sure you know the type of collagen they use. Because if it's not going to be, that's why I just want to point out on key things that you can just also answer to people if they ask you questions. And he ended up buying it. So it's very important the type of collagen that you use because we want to make sure whatever you purchase it actually works. So the hydrolyzed collagen is a very digestible and easily absorbed collagen, which is super important. As you can see, we have pomegranate. Pomegranate is such a perfect match for aloe vera. It helps with brightening the skin. We have fig in it, and beta-glucan, it comes from fig here. We have jojoba ester, olive oil, which is super nice. So these are the ingredients for the moisturizer. Moisturizer is very light, it's very amazing, and honestly, especially during the day, you never want to put something so heavy on your skin. Because first of all, the skin usually gonna look like butter, like you don't want it to be super shiny. Second, usually you want to put makeup on top of it, ladies. And then you don't want something super heavy. So this is the perfect, even for the people who have dry skin, even. Like, not very dry. Normal to dry. This can be a perfect day cream. Because it's very light, it's very absorbed, and it has such a great amount of product inside. Okay, so this is the, as we mentioned, this is the pack for the dry to the combination to oily skin type. Then I want to talk about the targeted one. If you want to try something, we're going to try it, and then just an overall explanation about how things work. This is the combination pack that we're talking about. People who have dry skin, people who are over a certain age, they need a special care for their skin. This is the pack you should recommend. And I will tell you shortly and quickly why. It has four product inside it. It's the cleanser. The cleanser is very velvety. For dry people, cleansers should be very important. Never toners, they have alcohol inside it. Alcohol might feel very clean, very refreshed, but this is gonna, especially during the time, it's gonna super dry your skin. It's gonna strip off your skin, and that's the worst thing you can do to your skin. So make sure dry skin, never alcohol ingredient under skin. This is super, super velvety. I love this product. This is amazing. It has apple amino acid. It has coconut oil inside it. Also, it helps with removing the makeup. And then we have our serum, the firming complex, and then the moisturizer. By the way, guys, for the gentlemen in the room, you guys are also, I know that you might not take as many steps as we do, but you need to take some.
Yes.
Because you're going through the same thing we do. You guys don't get as much as a stress as we get, but you need to maintain it. So I will tell you which one works perfectly for guys without going through 20 stages, because they don't usually have time for that. So I will tell you which product is perfect for you. We have the serum, the firming complex, which is usually we have a lot of supplements, guys, right?
Yes.
The supplement goes for different needs. Some people take it for skin, some take it for better eyes, eyesight, different things. This is the only supplement that we have that is specifically for beauty matters. It has biotin, which is perfect for hair. We have marine collagen, which again is a digestible collagen, and we have French milk, which has such a high antioxidant. So this is a collagen intake, which is super important. This is our collagen application. This one has peptides in it. So collagen application, collagen intake. This is why, and it has such a high antioxidant, this pack. This is why, for the people on a certain age, they need extra care for their skin for sure. This goes perfectly. I use this, I've been using it since it was launched here, and I love it. There is no side effect if you're younger, if you want to use it, absolutely not. Don't even worry about it, it's perfect. I have an 18-year-old sister, and she has a very, very sensitive skin. Whatever she uses, and guys, sometimes it's not about the brand. Trust me. You can buy Dior, you can buy Yves Saint Laurent. It's not about the brand. It's more about the ingredients inside. She would have allergy to everything. This is the only cream that works for her. She showed it to the doctor, no problem. As long as it works for you, it's fine. There's nothing inside it that's going to affect your skin. It's actually super nice because you're doing preventing the skin from being damaged. So if it works, but as I mentioned, it should be very personal. You should ask people, what is the problem, what you're trying to improve, what do you like to have, so you can recommend the correct product. These are the two key ingredients here. Sometimes not everybody might be able to purchase the whole pack. That's why I'm just telling you guys which one is the key one. These two are the key products. So, of course, cleansing is super important, moisturizing is super important, but you can play around with different things. But the two key products are these three. And then, this is actually our Sonia pack. Lovely. This used to be also for super dry to anti-aging the skin, and it has 5 products inside it. And the good thing about the pack right now is balancing cream has been out of stock for a while. It's out of stock everywhere in the world. So the only way to have it is to purchase this. It's a very, very nice pack. And it has a perfect product inside it, which is the Nourishing Serum. Nourishing Serum here, guys, is not a serum same as this one. This is the actual serum. It's lightweight, it's colorless, it gets absorbed like this. Yeah, it's the actual serum. This is not a serum, this is more like a moisturizer. It's like a 5-in-1. It has everything together. It has white tea, it has mimosa extract, super, super soft, super hydrating, super moisturizing. It's perfect for guys because they don't want to go through 4 or 5 stages. They want to use one cream to do everything. This is absolutely perfect for them. Also for the teenagers, for the younger ones, 18 plus, that they want to use only one cream which has everything inside. The Nourishing Serum goes perfectly. And what I'm trying to say is if you have one in the house, everybody can use it. So this is the perfect thing about it. But yet the most amazing thing that we have is this line, which is the targeter. So now let's go here. Yes, please, if anybody has any question, let me know. Now let's talk about the targeted product. As I mentioned, guys, the two majority of skin type. Here we have the oily combination, and here we have the drug. Aging. This is this product on a daily basis. Here the daily basis. Now what it comes in between is the targeted product, meaning the rest of the product mostly goes for everybody, but it's targeted. It means if you are having certain concern that you're trying to fix, you can go with this product. Some of it is actually necessary on a daily routine, but it's very, very personalized. It's never like a gun in your head, you have to purchase it. I'll just tell you which one does what so you know whatever you're gonna need in order to apply it, to add it more to your skin. So the targeted is actually all of this. The most exciting one is the biocellulose. I'll tell you guys about it. I was super excited when I know how they made it. It was just like science to me. It's really cool. And then at the moment the day lotion, they're changing the formula. So we're just gonna skip that. It's out of stock for now. We're gonna go with the rest of it. It's actually the only product with SPF in it. Because our creams, they don't have SPF. But this is the cool thing about it. Aloe vera naturally has UV protection. You know, whatever after sun you use, you see in Nivea, every other brand they have aloe vera in it. It's very soothing. It helps with sunburn and it protects the skin from the UV. So naturally it has, but especially in this sun, guys, sunscreen is super, super important. This is one of the steps everybody forgets. Sun is the first thing that causes aging. And so many people tell me, oh, I don't go outside on the sun. The UV rays go through the glasses, meaning through the windows, and even on a cloudy days. So sunscreen during day is super, super important. As I told you, we do like tanning, we go a lot under the sun, but for me, I have a big cat. I put a lot of sunscreen, so my body has a lot darker shade than my face. I never let sun hit my face because like this, it can cause age. It's gonna cause you this deep lines, a lot of spots. You can always have different color of foundation to fix the problem. But if you have deep lines, it's gonna take a lot of hard work to fix. And the eye cream, it's open, you can try it. The best exfoliator ever, the toner and the activator. So now let's go through it. I'll try to do my best, go quickly. Guys, in this range, the toner and the exfoliator, I swear by this two products. I was telling a girlie last week, I give this to people on personal support. If you don't like it, bring it back. I'll personally do the review for you. And I'm telling you, this is for everybody, for all the skin types. These two, first of all, are super important to be used. And the ingredient and the quality of it is just amazing. Now, let me tell you what. So, the exfoliant, why do we need exfoliation? As I told you, every 28 to 30 days, the skin shreds. So we have dead skin cells in our face. They're not easily removed. You cannot take them out with the cotton pad, with the cleanser. They're super, super sticky. So the only way to make sure you get rid of them is to use exfoliators. Exfoliators usually have like a bean or like a sugar. They use, this is why, to remove the dead skin cells. You have to do it for your body also. It's very important. So the scrub and exfoliation for face and body, it should be done. So, and the problem with the dead skin cells is when you have them, the light is going to reflect in all the directions. So you use the lightness, the brightness, you look super dull. So this is very important to use. Also something that I love to do is to use it for as a lip exfoliator. Because you know, for the people who always have dry lips, no matter how much other lips you add, it's not gonna really help it unless first you use the exfoliator on your lips. That's because it's soft enough. That's why I mentioned you can use it for the lip. Make sure you make your lips a bit wet, then you apply it, you wash it off, and then put the other lips. You do it for 2 weeks, it's gonna be perfect. So this is really, really nice. Of course, it comes with a tone and texture. It gently removes it. The problem that some people do. Some people are trying to have a brighter skin, a nicer skin. They use it 2-3 times. They love it. They go overboard with it. Guys, exfoliator only should be used 2 to 3 times maximum per week. You overdo it, you're gonna overdry your skin. For oily skin, it's gonna cause them to be more oily. So this is maximum 2 to 3 times per week. And if you use exfoliator, you don't need cleanser. So it's either cleanser or exfoliator.
So it's the right time cleanse morning or day or night?
So personally, I prefer at night, especially when you remove your makeup. You want to make sure you have a complete clean one. And the best time is before you're using the masks. Anytime that you want to use a mask is the best time to do the exfoliation. So the skin is completely clean, so we make sure everything in the mask was actually inside your skin. For me, I prefer it like that, or even before I'm trying to go out, it's a wedding, it's an event, and I want to apply such a flawless makeup. So you clean your face with this, it makes sure the surface is perfect for any application that you want to do. So this one has jojoba bits in it. We have lemon, papaya, and bromelain. Bromelain is an enzyme that it comes from pineapple. First of all, pineapple is super hydrating. I was in the Bible the other day. I saw the whole Sephora was Marc Jacobs. He has this new cream which is all pineapple. I was reading about it today. 68% pure pineapple. Pineapple is very, very hydrating, but it has something which is super important. Bromelain is an enzyme. It has anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties, meaning for the skins that they might have acne problems. You want to completely wash it off. This is perfect. If you have open acne, never use exfoliation. You have to be super soft till it's treated. But for the people who attempt to have bacteria, they want to completely cleanse your faces. As I said, the large pores, if it's not completely clean, it's going to come out as acne. So it's very important in order to get rid of any bacteria or something to use this. So it's super, super nice. And it has this amazing ingredient inside it. It has the bamboo, which it does like the brushing. You know how bamboo is, right? What it does, it actually brushes off everything. Very, very gently. Because you don't want to, as I said, you don't want to super rub your skin and make it dry. I even try it on my hands here. I put a lot. It feels super, super nice on your skin. Not harsh at all. You can just completely massage it all around to make sure you clean it. And I do sometimes get this many questions about you should leave it on, you should wash it off. Of course you should put some water in it. Never go with like a harsh towel just to try to clean it. Usually just rinse it with water and it's gonna be the best. So you can try it. And you know, right now I'm even taking it off with a tissue. The skin still feels super nice. So this is something you can just try to feel it right now. I don't have to really go on it because they're all open to be tried. And then the toner. The toner is super, super important. I feel like toners should be on the daily routines because this is actually a very, very important step. Why am I telling you this? First of all, toners are super important for pores. It really helps with minimizing the pores. Second is the last stage to make sure your skin is completely clean. Whenever you use a cleanser, after that, just put on a cotton pad some toner, rub it again. You'll still see there is dirt, there is makeup, so the toners clean the last step of whatever is left on your skin. And the perfect thing is for oily skin, they remove the extra oil. Because what I said the cleansers, they have oil. You have an oily skin, you're using a cleanser that has oil in it, correct? So the toner removes that extra oil. For the dry skin, it gives back the hydration. because it has a perfect ingredient, which is called sodium hyaluronate. Sodium hyaluronate has the ability to hold water inside it, 1,000 times of its own weight. Sodium hyaluronate is what they use in beauty fillers, to plump the lips, to plump the fillers. Like on the cheek, this is what they use. And whenever you put it, the doctor will tell you for the next 24 hours, drink as much as water as you can. In order for the sodium hyaluronate to hold the water so it can keep the plump on. So then imagine this happens to your skin. It holds the water and it makes sure your skin is not losing the water. I absolutely love this. I guarantee you there is not one bad feedback about this. Whoever I gave it to, and guys, here's the thing. Sometimes you might not notice the problem in your skin. But when you add some few steps, then you will notice the improvement. Like your skin can get way better than the status you have right now. It can get way better than what it is. This is one of the steps that it can really help with improving your skin. And I was telling the ladies last week when they were here, it has cucumber, super hydrating. It has white tea. White tea has the highest amount of antioxidant between all the teas. And I was telling them, for me personally, I'm here for a long hour, and I usually don't wear makeup. So sometimes after a little while, I don't want to keep reapplying like the moisturizer, because I have to wash it and then apply it, wash it, apply it. What I do is I keep the toner in a spray bottle. Especially, I love to keep it in a fridge, because whatever is cold, it gives you that. And then I just spray them. This is one of the things you can do it perfectly. You can keep it in your bag. Whenever you go out, just do it. You can also use it, as this, not those sprays that actually make the makeup last, just like the one that you do for the hydration to get rid of the extra powder in your face. So there's some ones that you use when you put powder, then you wanna light it down a little bit so your face don't look cakey, you use this. So this can be perfect for that use. It's really, really nice. I swear by this product, this is absolutely amazing. It's perfect for everybody, and it really, really makes sure your skin is completely clean. And it can be used during the day also. Sometimes you don't want to, you might wash your face in the morning, and then you're going out in the evening. You don't want to go through the whole step again. All you can do is just put the toner on your cotton bud, go around it, and you're ready. So, very useful product. The next one is eye cream. Guys, eye cream is super important because the skin around the eyes is the most sensitive skin that we have. So for sure, it needs a special care. It needs its own product to be there. This is the eye cream. Personally, I love this more than the old one because it's kind of more effective than the old one. I'm super dry. I already have wrinkles here, so this is very, very nice. And what I love about this is you can go all around your eyes. It's important around the eyes because as we age, we start developing sagginess here, and then people do this surgery which make the eyes look so weird. To get rid of this excess skin, it's horrible. It's really, really bad. And also, it's bad to have it because it shows. So it's very important to use eye cream and go all around it. This one also it helps with the puffiness, with the dark circles, and also for sure the lines. I say the lines because it has peptides in it again. It helps with formulation of collagen. Whenever you have collagen, it helps with reducing the lines on your face. And guys, also here, you can notice whenever we mention collagen, it's either hydrolyzed collagen, it's a low molecular weight collagen, whatever collagen that can be absorbed easily to the body. The way you have to use the eye cream is always you have to use your ring finger because it has the least amount of pressure. As I said, it's such a sensitive area, you don't want to put pressure. And guys, never rub it. The more you do the rubbing, the more you're causing the wrinkles. So you just have to dab it. Very, very light. You can go all around. For me, sometimes when I wake up and I have these tired eyes or it's a bit of a dark circles around it. Yeah, or you just look tired sometimes. I mix this with my concealer, so it has such a flawless look. You know, it doesn't look like you have a concealer. So you apply this, you put a little concealer mix with it, you put it under your eyes, perfect. It doesn't even look like you have concealer. So this is really important whenever you want to use it. I absolutely love this.
How often do you use that?
Twice a day, morning and evening. I will tell you the steps also how to use it because I get that question a lot. Which one first, which one last, and I will tell you why. So the day cream I will gently skip because for now it's not available. Yeah. So let's go to the most important product. It's really cool to me because I love to brag about the things that you cannot find outside. It's really cool because, you know, it's kind of a competition. Like when we have new people, they always try to challenge us, ask questions that trying to compare this with this. And then this is such a cool product because you really can brag about it. So it's a biocellulose mask. Guys, the sheet masks, they come in 3 different types. First is the cheap ones that everywhere is available, is the normal sheet masks. And then we have the hydrolyzed masks, which is comes in a second level. And then we have the biocellulose, which is the third level. It's kind of like a luxury face mask. And I will tell you what. First of all, the process of making it is super cool. I'll make it super easy for you because for me, the first 2 times I had to really listen to see what happened. So I just want to make it easier for everybody to understand. It comes from, I have to start with the last stage. They start with the coconut. Isn't this page? Yeah. So, it's the fermentation of the coconut, which has microorganisms, which is, I'll make it super easy. It's a live bacteria, which is the good bacteria, which is probiotics. They need food, correct? In order to grow. So what they feed them aloe vera and seagrass. And then they start to spine, like you know how the spider, they make their webs? This is exactly what they started to do. The only difference is this web is made of fiber. The fiber, each one of them, guys, is 1,000 times thinner than our hair strip. So imagine it's millions of these fibers, which was fed by aloe vera and seagrass. If you see the material of the face mask, you understand what I'm talking about. It's like a fiber, and you can touch it. So it's first of all, this is gonna take a minute for you to absorb. Every fiber is 1,000 times thinner than our hairs. Imagine. So all of those have aloe vera and seagrass. Super hydrated. And then they don't stop here. What they do, when they form this into a mask, they dip it to a serum that again is full of nutrition. It has chestnut horse in it, it has another botanicals mixed with it. So this is absolutely perfect. And I will tell you why I say it's such a super high level mask. The sheet mask, the normal one, the cheap ones that you buy outside, for me personally, I don't know according to what face they do, it never fits. it never fits. The eye is there. For me, it never fits. It's just a mess. This one exactly contours your face. Why this is so important? Because there is no oxygen between. It's gonna completely contours your face. All of these fibers with the aloe vera, with the seagrass, with the serum, gonna go to your skin. So sitting perfectly on the skin is very important because it avoids the contact with oxygen. Everything completely goes to your skin. First thing, that's why we use it. So when you open a pack, each pack that you buy has 5 sheets in it.
Yes.
Whatever you use, you take it out, you remove there's 2 extra sheets, and then you put the mask on your face. You will notice there's extra serum inside it. Because that's not water, that's the serum. That's the good ingredients. So what you can do is, personally, this is all through experience. For the people who have enough time to use the mask, it's going to literally take like 45 minutes to kind of dry out. If you still have time, apply more serum on the mask. Okay? And then the rest of it use it for your hand, for your neck, whenever you want. If you don't have time, just make sure you put it completely on your neck, anywhere in your body that is super dry. As I said, this is more like a hydration mask. And hydration is for all skin types. You're oily, you're dry, your combination, you still need the water supply. So this is for everybody. And another cool thing about it, it has 2 extra space for the eyes. Just remove those, put it on your lips. Okay? So you completely cover your whole face. As I was talking to some people, they said they kept it on a fridge. I also tried it because I love very cold masks. It really refreshes up. But it kind of changes when you put it on the fridge. So if you want it to be cold, when you put it on your skin, just put the ice cube and rub it around. I don't feel like putting it on a fridge is a good thing. It kind of changed the material of it because I tried it all the way and I feel like it should not be on the fridge. So this is how it works. It's perfect mask. And guys, this is one of those products that by the first time you use, you see the result. So this is one of those things that can actually attract the clients because for the first time that you use it, the moment you remove it, the glow on your face is unbelievable. It's really nice. And it's gonna stay hydrated for a long time. I absolutely love this product. Guys, there is no biocellulose mask anywhere in any brand in the world that is made of aloe vera. So this is really absolutely one of the kind of product that we have. It can be a bit pricey though, but it's really worth it. Because it's really gonna help with your skin improvement. Let's see what our ingredients. Yeah. As we said, it really helps with nourishing, with the hydration, with the rejuvenation of your skin. And these are the reasons why I said it's different. It's very high absorption, completely contours the face, contours your face, and as you said, the normal mask, and guys, nowadays the market of the mask is such a high market, like everybody usually uses mask, and rather than facials that you can go outside, you pay a lot, everybody's trying to do it at home. So you completely cleanse your face, you use mask in order to improve your skin texture. So these are the products that can go perfectly for everybody. And then what about the rest of the product? There are some of them that suggest you should not give them to a certain skin type. For example, alpha E factor. Alpha E factor is a pure oil product. The people who have oily skin, they do not need more oil supply. And the reason we use, guys, it's just sometimes it's important to know which product works for what. Usually this is for the super sensitive, super dry. If there is a wrinkle, if there is a place that you're trying to heal, you're gonna use it. Oily people usually don't have lines. They're not super sensitive, they're not super dry. So this is perfect for the dry people. I use this on a daily basis. I use it before makeup, I use it in the morning. If I skip the moisturizer, this is what I use. Because for me, it's like the moment you apply the skin, it takes everything with it. It's useful for anything else, any place in your body that is super dry. Here, back of your feet, on the heel, crack. This is perfect for the nails here, to massage it, and for the hair. For me, 2 tricks that we use nourishing serum as like before you want to use any heat on your hair, just put nourishing serum. It really protects your hair and it gives the hair that shine. I love this. So on a daily basis even, you can just put it, rub it, put it under your hair. And for me, the oil is after you use heat product on your hair. Whatever is blow drying, you're curling it, you're flat ironing it, just a few drops on your fingers and just put it especially at the bottom of your hair because you don't want it to be dry and dead. So this is perfect. It can be used for everything. One of the other most requested products is R3 factor. Guys, I just tell you what R3 factor works for. R3 factor has fruit acid inside it. Okay, so what it does, gently, very softly, removes the first layer of your skin. So this is like a soft peeling. Guys, the trick about this is you should only use it for 1 month, every 3 to 4 months. What we say is it's like a vacation for your skin. We don't go on vacation every month, usually longer even than 3 to 4 months, but this is how it should be used. So it kind of removes the first layer of the skin, gives you a new skin. It's such an amazing product that some people attempt to use it longer than a month. It's not going to affect you in any ways, but this is the best way to use it. So for the people who are trying to have a brighter skin, they have pigmentation, discoloration, they're trying to help to get rid of it, amazing. There is a tricky part about it. If you're using this product in the morning, you must use sunscreen, because it's kind of do the peeling, right? It's removing the first layer of the skin. You go under the sun, whatever it is coming in. So make sure 100%. This product and EpiBlank. EpiBlank is the small one, right? Yeah. It has bilberry inside. Bilberry naturally helps with brightening. It has such a high vitamin C in it. It helps with fading the scars, acne scars, pigmentation, again discoloration, especially if it was recent. A year ago, a year and a half ago, and it caused by sun, it really can be helpful. So either you apply it on the areas that you want or your whole face. But again with sunscreen. So EpiBlank and RT factor during the day, it must be used with sunscreen. Otherwise, you're actually going to get opposite results. So be very careful with it.
You can mix it together.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Completely. And then we had a little bit of this. I just want to talk about to you guys because this is actually super helpful. So I wanted to tell you about it. We have a supplement here that people don't really go with it, but it's the most, like I tell people, if you want to just buy one supplement, invest in one supplement, this should be done. And I'm going to tell you, it's a probiotic. Probiotics are actually the good bacteria inside our gut. Okay? There should be always a balance between the good and bad bacteria inside our gut. Unfortunately, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up in Iran, and for whatever problem like you have, you go to a doctor, they will give you antibiotics, which is the worst thing that can happen. First of all, your immune system goes super high. Now, if I had like 2 days or something, I want to take antibiotic, works because the immune system is super high right now. It does not work. It's really bad. And second, it kills the probiotic. It kills it actually kind of like change the balance. And when this balance is not in your gut, what happens? First of all, a lot of inflammation. A lot of time, people who have a lot of bloating is because of the inflammation in the gut. It's not because of fat, it's the inflammation. Second thing is, when I say gut health, first of all, gut is connected to your immune system to your heart. So everything works together. It's very, very important for your overall health. Second of all, this helps with better digestion. If the body cannot digest food properly, it's just going to be build up toxin. This build-up toxin causes a lot of problems. One of the most important one is for your skin. You don't know how much probiotic can affect your skin condition, but it's such an important. It's connected to your mood, it's connected to weight, it's for the weight management. It's actually one of the products that must be used 100% better. You don't know how much gut health can assist you. It can make sure that everything regularly goes out of your body, the waste. It helps with reducing the inflammation. So for the people who are bloating, these are one of the 2 most important things that you can give. First of all, to make sure the bloating goes away, to clear it, and make sure the digestive system works pretty fine. So these are all connected to each other, but this has such high effect on your skin as well. So the good gut health is super, super important. That's why I mentioned at the beginning that sometimes diet has such a huge effect on your skin. No matter what you apply, thousands of dirhams, if it's not fixed from here, it's not going to show on your face. So please make sure it's like a mirror. You put everything good inside it, so it's actually going to show you the result. We have a lot of other supplements, vitamin C, A beta care, which is vitamin A and E, two most important vitamins for the skin. We have Arctic Sea. Arctic Sea is fish oil, calamari oil, and olive oil. It's very, very nice. It's perfect for your skin, for eyes, for heart. And I always say the most important one is aloe vera. It has amino acid, it has collagen, it has vitamins, it has an enzyme inside it that cleans your whole system. And it helps actually, it's super hydrating, guys. Drinking water, it's so important because of the hydration. What we do here, we drink this because it's actually super hydrating, like coconut water, aloe vera. But for me, for the skin conditions, if somebody's trying to improve it, preferably aloe vera nectar is the base because it's a cranberry and apple, extra in vitamin C. So you can switch it up. What we do, like for me, is like rather than sticking to one flavor, you can mix and match it during the month. First of all, you don't get tired. Second, you get all the benefits from all of it. So it's really, really nice. These are the majority of the skin type. And then for the masks, I just put a quick one. The mask powder and activator, because guys, I get this question a lot. This is the new formulation of activator. It still do the same thing though. So it should be mixed with this one to be used. Okay, this is the powder form, this is like a water form. Activator is actually, imagine you break an aloe vera leaf. The water that comes out of is the activator. It's the most purest product that we have. It's 99.6% pure aloe vera. So this is how you do it. This mask is for lifting, for helping with the wrinkles. You have to mix one spoon. If the skin is super old, like it needs extra care, add a little bit more mask, so it's a bit thicker. If you want it lighter, you add a little bit more activator, so it's a bit lighter. And then you apply it always upward, as I mentioned. Please do not go here and behind your eyes. It gets dry. So sometimes if it's thick, it's gonna be hard for breathing. So you always leave this area alone. And we say around the eyes, we never mention here, please, because people did a mistake, that's what I'm telling you. We mean, when we say around the eyes, we mean here. The laugh line and around the eyes are the only places in the face that we don't have oil glands. That's why they are the first places we get the wrinkles. So in these areas, you can go twice to help with it. Also around your eyes, no problem, just nothing. And you let it dry. As soon as it's dry, you can take it off. Do not wait any longer, it's not gonna do anything. When it's done, it's done. Also, this one is super amazing. Even till today, this is one of the best. It's a really, really nice mask. And the way to remove it is, because it gets pretty hard, just put your hands under hot water, just press it a couple of times so it can come off easily. Never go with a harsh towel trying to remove it, because it gets pretty like cement-wise on your skin. So just put your hands, the best time to do it is before you take shower. And then when you're in shower, you just put your hands under hot water, press it a couple of times, it kind of melts, and then you can easily remove it. Never go with something super, super strong. And then we have the polycellulose mask, and then we have our marine mask, and then the gel mask. All of it can actually work for different skin types. It all goes with each other, but mostly this is more for controlling the oil in the skin and brightening it up. And then the marine mask is the overall hydration mask. This is such a light mask. So these are heavier, these two, and this one, the other two are lighter masks. So any other question that you have regarding anything to skincare, I would like to hear.
So can you suggest the steps?
Yes. So the steps, guys. First thing first, cleansers. Second, toner. And then, after you've done this step, between cleansers and moisturizer, it comes the targeted product. Okay? So between the cleansers and then the moisturizer, between these two, you have your targeted. So first, for example, I use the cleanser, I use the target, then I go with the eye cream. Then I put the serum, then I put the moisturizer. Serum is supposed to go deep down to your skin. Moisturizer is kind of like locks everything in. So it's usually
step?
Before. Not the last step. The last step is sunscreen. Sunscreen is actually the only thing supposed to stay on your skin. It's not supposed to go easy because it wants to protect your skin from this. So it's the last thing to cover everything. It's like a barrier to make sure it does not affect your skin. So it's important how you apply it. First, you completely cleanse it, then you go with the targeted product, whatever it is, Epi Blank, eye cream, whatever you want. Then if you have a serum, you put the serum, then moisturizer, last thing sunscreen.
Shaya, targeted means the things that you want to focus on. For example, if you have blemishes, there's a target part, right?
If you want to put propolis, if you want to put artery factor, if you want to put alpha E,
In the major concern of your skin.
because you do that part. If you have a serum, if you have alpha E factor, you put it last thing moisturizer. Because moisturizer you kind of have to lock everything in, and then you put the sunscreen to make sure it's like a complete barrier. You know, Koreans, they have like 20 steps. Legit, they have 20 steps. Like, I wouldn't mind to do it, but I just don't have the luxury of time to do this. But it's super important to do it. But it's actually kind of, I love it, I enjoy playing with it, but it's kind of, it takes a lot of time. And whatever you put to your skin, make sure it gets absorbed, then you go to the next stage. So do not apply on top of each. Actually, everything absorbs pretty quickly, as I told you. But let it get absorbed, give it a few minutes, massage it, play with it. The more you massage it, it more helps with the blood flow. It's amazing for your skin. And then go with the next one. I know time consuming, but still try to manage.
Just have a crazy question. Somebody asked me from my group, what is the best product we can incorporate with the rose quartz roller or jade rollers? Are you familiar with jade rollers?
The roller.
Yeah. What is our product that can?
No, we don't have such a product.
Not serum. I mean, if they have the rollers at home, can they use serum?
Yeah, but the whole point is the roller of the
Right.
I think the whole point is the roller.
Yeah, they want to put there's a cream that they're supposed to put there, and then they want to
talking about the
change it.
cream? Oh, okay, yeah, for
Which
sure.
one is the
Yeah,
regular?
for sure the serum.
The serum is good.
Yeah, for sure the serum. But that I thought you're talking about the roller. We don't
No,
have
they
the roller.
have the roller.
Yeah, sure. The roller is actually really nice. It's such a nice thing for your skin. It's super nice. It's really nice, but for sure because those ones they also help with lifting.
Yeah.
So whatever helps with lifting, it has collagen, it has antioxidant in order to kind of like
So that's
fight
fine
the
with
skin.
our
For sure,
serum.
for sure. Ron was telling me something really funny the other day. Ron was the customer service. He was saying that he watched a lot of Dr. Oz, and he said that it's very nice to put collagen under your arms. For the people who are like their sweat glands are kind of closed. You know what I mean? They cannot sweat a lot. So he said this works perfectly for us.
So what is that for our product?
The serum.
The serum,
The serum.
that blue one. Right?
No.
Have this a new one.
The collagen. And also guys, for the people who, like I do get this question that can they use R3 factor for brightening the underarms? The best thing is to use the deodorant. Okay. Deodorant is the best thing for guys. It's actually super nice. I use it for my knee. You know, when especially you're under the sun, the high points of the body are the first places that get dark. So my knees are like super dark, so sometimes they can get really dark. I use the deodorant. It's really nice. So perfect. You don't need to apply artery factor. Honestly, if you use it for a while, it's really nice for underarm for the darkness.
I just have because this is the right, this is an opportunity for us to hear the testimony. There is a downline from my other group who tried the alpha E factor, if you can choose the alpha E. That is the most potent vitamin E oil that you can take advantage of. There is a testimony from the group of, I forgot the name, Caroline. She is suffering from a darkening skin on the leg, this part.
Yeah.
After the knee, that part of the leg is scaly part, and she's been hiding that for several years already, trying to get the brand X to cover and nourish the area. She found out 6 weeks after that the darkening part, imagine a scaly skin. Our skin is dry, okay? But when it becomes scaly, it's scary. You know what I mean? She did the 6 weeks with the oil and the RP factor, and today it's only a trace you can see.
Yeah, I can completely.
She has to be
I can completely relate to not exactly the same product, but to the testing, because the actual reason I started, I have eczema, and I had like the worst scar here. It was a disaster. Let's just say it. And honestly, like we always, as women, we try to look flawless, we want to look good, and then you have such a deep scar. And I was really young, like 21, 22, so it's a really, really deep scar, very bad. The only way to fix it, I had to use tea tree oil, and not the like organic tea tree oil. It's buy it from pharmacies mixed with other stuff in order to help with eczema scars. The moment I would stop it, it all would come back. So, one of the Iranian guys who ended up to being my sponsor later and everything, he's a family friend of ours. He's the one who told me about the propolis and jelly. I want to tell you this, that sometimes even not alpha effect, because you know, this is a little oil and it's a bit pricey. So if you want to put it for 6 weeks on your legs, it might cost a lot. Sometimes even a cheaper product works perfectly on the same thing. So the mix of aloe vera jelly and propolis cream is a lifesaver for the people who have psoriasis, for the people who have eczema. By the way, one more thing I tell you, eczema is connected to the probiotic. So to improve eczema, you have to take probiotic and aloe vera jelly because it's gonna hydrate the skin from inside. But aloe vera jelly and propolis, imagine, it doesn't cost nothing. It completely, and this is the perfect part, because it improves the skin from within, it makes it vanish. Like I don't have to do it. Sometimes if I start feeling a bit itchy or the scar, I just apply it. 2-3 days, especially when the weather gets a bit dry. So this is why it's amazing, because it's a natural product and the main ingredient is aloe vera. So try to go with a different product, different ingredient to see which one works for you. Any other questions?
My friend, like she said she's going to be miracle, and so she's not sure about her skin, like now sometimes it's greasy, sometimes oily, sometimes dry. So like what should we do?
It's a combination. It's a combination. Yeah. But like in the combination, there's some other that you can add, like a toner, eye cream, and stuff. But that's a combination.
Could you please tell us the products which are not recommended for sensitive skin?
Okay, good question. This is also, usually they say everything works for even sensitive skin, but this is per my experience here. If somebody has a very, very sensitive skin, by the way, sensitive skin is not a skin type, it's a skin condition.
Yes.
Okay. So it's just a skin condition, it's not a skin type. This one, no matter what is your sensitivity, this does not give any reaction. It actually calms it down because it has caprylic oil. Caprylic oil comes from coconut. Coconut is amazing for this. So this is perfect, like mine. This is literally save lifesaver. What I suggest not to use can be this one. And I'll tell you why, it has essential oils in it. Sometimes when people have super sensitive skin, essential oils is amazing. What was this brand? It starts with K, it's for the skin. It's a very expensive brand. They have just essential oil that you put at night for replenishing your skin. It's such a perfect thing for skin, very, very nice. But for the people who have super sensitive skin, because essential oils are very potent, they're very, very, they sometimes get a reaction. And you will notice the reaction if it's redness with itchiness. Sometimes redness alone is not a reaction. It's okay. If it comes with itchiness, it's not going to work. They should stop using it. But the best one to go with is this one. And honestly, the only one I get a bit of might not be is this one and the protecting day lotion. You know why? Because that one had mineral based SPF. Some people had allergy to that. The one that I said they changed in the formula, it has the mineral based sunscreen which was a bit white, you remember?
Yes.
That one some people had a different reaction. But honestly, the only thing I got, it was this one. The rest of it was okay. But the best thing to give them to calm the situation down is that
Alpha A factor is only used nighttime,
I'll use it more.
morning, and they go under the sun.
I know I put sunscreen for sure. For sure. I never skip sunscreen because I have like people in the family that I saw what sun does to them. I don't want to go through that. But for me, this is and it's kind of convenient. You just put it, rub it, and go. No, but for me, I use it night and day and night. But I never skip sunscreen. It's very very good.
How about oily skin?
Oily skin for me.
Super oily.
Super oily is actually, this is perfect. As I told you, the gel mask is very helps with controlling the oil. And as I said, aloe vera is pH balanced. So when you use this product, after a while, it actually, if you're either super dry or super oily, it helps with balance.
Now the problem is I'm also oily, and I'm also when I'm walking everywhere, even not under the sun, I'm sweating.
This is, I think, the weather though, because it happens to all of us.
No, it's not about the weather.
It's your face.
Yeah, because every time when I go outside,
That's what
when
I'm
I
saying.
put the this one
Do you
here,
use anything?
yeah, because this one here, no, I use it, but I got something from this one in my face, that's why I stopped for that.
But
And because when I put that one in the this one, I think the thing is washed out.
no. Here's the thing. This one, as I told you, you have to use it minimum for 3 weeks, 1 month to see the result. Especially this gel mask. This is twice to 3 times per week. This is perfect for balancing. Even though you don't want to go with this, I'll tell you another cheap trick. Just use the gel
Aloe vera gel.
as a mask.
Yes.
So the aloe vera mask is not daily.
Sorry.
The aloe gel mask.
Sorry, never. Okay, I get this. Mask and exfoliators. Some say scrubs, exfoliators are super light to be used on a daily basis.
No.
Do not use exfoliators and masks on a daily basis, please. It's not
But it
clear.
will scratch your skin.
And the scrub, no matter how light it is, it's not was designed and
Yes.
meant to be used on a daily basis.
So anytime, adlaw-adlaw, di mo ang
And guys, the aloe vera gel is such a perfect hair mask and such a perfect face mask. You can apply it on your hair before you take shower, let it stay as long as you can, and then wash it.
You know the
It
serum?
helps with the strength.
the serum, that the old sodium,
Yeah.
I put it in my hair.
Yeah. I said it. It's really such a perfect thing for
Yes.
protecting the hair. Everything can goes on a different way. It's so cool. Like we can just play around with it.
And also when you have ladies who have a post-operational, it's either cesarean or whatever it is, the best way is the alpha E
Yeah.
and the aloe vera gel goes together.
Even for the stretch marks.
Yes.
Not only for the people who are pregnant. You know when you get you gain weight
Yeah,
in
and then
corset, you have
it's-
these lines. It's perfect. But for that, I'll tell you which one is good. People don't really press on it. Is the toner. Is the body toner.
Yes.
Guys, that body toner is amazing. The one that it comes in a toning
Box.
kit. Oh my god, it has cinnamon in it. It's perfect for titles. It's literally perfect. So even though if you don't want to buy the whole pack, you don't want to do all that thing. For me, what I do before I exercise, I massage it on the skin, on the areas I want, and then I wear one of these. Especially for exercise, you wear them. It really makes you sweat more. It's amazing. So if you're trying to lose weight and then you don't want to have saggy skin, you have to use it.
I was not there, I was not there. For the only skin,
For the oily to combination, you usually go with the supplements.
because for me, this new product I didn't use, but for the old product,
The Florida one.
all the severe acne.
Which
I am
one
suffering day cream, even night cream.
No, no, wait, which packet were you using?
That one, the day cream on my cream,
This
the
one?
mask. The mask. This one even.
No, this is the problem.
She was trying to have that original.
Yeah, I know, but this is the problem.
No, this one I'm using this one even made me acne, another one.
This is what I'm telling you. This is not for your skin. This is what. This is not for your skin.
Yes.
This is the mistake.
I told you even Artifactor, I want to use all the product I think from here that is oily and they make cause oily skin and cause under skin acne and then one by one.
Okay, I'll tell you something.
I was 2 years, I have stopped all the product already now my skin is looking
Yes. But I want to tell you
to
something.
use anything.
No, no, don't be scared. Second of all, sometimes when we get such a reaction, it's telling you there is something wrong. So if whatever, because these are natural products.
Yes.
Sometimes for the people who have acne, they use some brands that has chemicals, bring it down,
Yes.
fix it, no problem. But if you want to completely fix it, sometimes the skin, the body is connected. If you put something, comes out, it's telling you there is something wrong inside. It can be hormonal imbalance, it can be allergy to a certain thing.
Yeah, there is actually I find it, this is hormonal imbalance in my age for sure, but
No, no, not
actually
age.
coming because of this using the product.
Yeah, this is what I'm telling you. Because these are natural products. I do get it actually. People with oily skin actually prefers to use product that has a bit of a chemical because they see the results fast to avoid the acne and stuff. But these are all not super oily. These are all open. You can come and just try it, especially the new one. It's not oily at all. It's a complete gel base. So, but I still think it might be something wrong.
Even I use it, this cream for this infinity.
This is a no-no
the tablet. No, the tablet. Just the cream, no. The tablet collagen. That even make me allergic and even
So this is what I'm telling you. I'm sure there is something. Have you done a blood test?
Yeah, I did blood test in that time for the allergy. So anyway, the doctor told me the collagen, oral collagen, they make a lot of allergy. This is the thing. This oral collagen they never use it. This is another issue.
Yeah, but usually, when whatever you apply, you see a reaction or you dry
Yeah, and
it's
there's
something.
even there's so many, some I like.
Do you drink that? No.
Yeah, aloe vera for baby.
You drink it?
Those I love. But for example, like even nature meat.
Do you have an oily kidney?
No.
Oily liver, sorry. Are you sure?
Maybe she has. No, I am a nurse. I'm taking usually myself. It's okay.
No, it's not about-
But since that I've been using these things, I want.
Because through personal experience, I said I'm a very dry person. I never had acne. I started developing this under the skin white acne like a couple years ago on my forehead. Disaster.com. It was not going anywhere. It was really bad. I did everything, and then end of the day, I realized I'm lactose intolerant. So I have an allergy to dairy product. So the sugar inside it gonna reflect on the skin. If the pimples are here, it's hormonal. So it's a different things you have to talk. But usually when you see such a reaction, there's an imbalance somewhere in your skin. But guys, please come and try it. This is all open for you. It's a different feeling when you can see it on your skin. It's a gel base. Everything is gel.
Let's try. Explain the